All right, Silver Summit 2011, day 2, Baja Mimini, Canasil. We did an update, or actually an overview for the first time last year at the Silver Summit. We're here for an update, a couple really exciting projects going on. You've got this agreement with Pan American Silver that it could come back in to the project based on your drilling and a lot of work, and you're about 3/4 to 80% done with that. I think you had to spend $1 million, spent $800,000, so could you give us kind of a quick overview on that? And then there's something really exciting on top of that, and that is with Mag Silver, one of the preeminent names in the industry, Dr. Peter McGaugh. So, Bauman, thanks for taking your time for our viewers. It's all yours.
My pleasure. Thanks very much for giving me the opportunity to give you an update on Canasil. We have a very strong project portfolio in Mexico, right centered in the Durango, Zacatecas area. That's the main area of silver production. The world's preeminent silver producers are in Zacatecas in the Fresnillo district, and right up through Durango. Several very large discoveries have been made recently and created tremendous value in terms of the mineralization and shareholder value for the companies. We are working on the northern end of that trend in northern Durango on our Sandra Escobar project with Pan American Silver. We have adjoining claims with Pan American Silver there, and our agreement with Pan American is that Canasil will be spending $1 million to earn a 51% interest in Pan American's ground, and after that is done, Pan American can back into the 51% share in the entire combined claims by paying us 3 times what we have spent.
Not a bad deal. And you've got something else coming up shortly, and that's with Mag Silver, correct?
With Mag Silver, we have a straight option agreement on our La Esperanza project. La Esperanza is right on the Zacatecas-Durango border, further south, very close to the Fresnillo district and Mag Silver's flagship Juanicipio discovery, which is valued at over $1.5 billion. At La Esperanza, we have a 20,000 hectare ground position. It's about 200 square kilometers. There are 4 vein systems on it. It's an area that MAG knows very well. It's right on their doorstep. They think very highly of the project. They have done a great deal of work on it so far. They've spent over $750,000, $800,000 on that project with airborne surveys, ground surveys, and they have defined drill targets and permitted the drilling for 5,000 meters to test the veins. And my understanding is that they're expecting a drill on site very shortly, within the next few weeks, to start that program. This is a very exciting development for us because the project has high potential, and with a first-class partner like MAG, I don't think you could have a better partner than MAG's group working to advance that project.
Well, MAG and Pan American, working with you, that speaks volumes alone. What's the share price done over the last 52 weeks?
The share price has followed very closely the price of silver, as we are an explorer with a large portfolio of silver projects. It almost maps the silver price. So at this time last year, we were around the 20-cent range, which is where we are back at right now. But in the meantime, when silver went up to around $49.50 in April of this year, we were up at 58 cents. So, and I think that's that range between the 40 to 60 cents at this stage would be a much better valuation, much more correct valuation for the strong project portfolio that we have.
Exactly. What's the volume been like? Has it been trailing off? I'm sure it went up as the price went up, but what's it been doing the last couple of months?
The volume hasn't been bad. It did go up to close to 150,000 on an average 3-month daily volume earlier this year, when there was tremendous interest and the gold and silver prices were going up. Since then, with the summer, a slower period over the summer, and with the economic concerns in Europe, the US, the debt crisis, silver price coming off, etc., it's held up relatively well. It's in around the 90,000 average daily volume on a 3-month average basis.
Okay, very good. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you would like to tell our viewers before we close out this interview?
Well, in Canasil, we are a junior explorer in the high risk but very high reward end of the spectrum. But we are very diligent in managing that risk by having multiple projects. We have 10 projects in Mexico. We also have 4 projects in BC, which we think have very high potential. That defrays and manages the risk substantially. And with working with some extremely high quality partners like Pan American and MAG, that significantly maximizes the upside potential. So we like to think that Canasil is a vehicle for creating shareholder value where we have great upside potential, but very well managed downside risk. So I think there's very low downside risk for anybody investing in Canasil, but extremely high upside potential.
Very good. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, David. Likewise.